The first time I met Dr. Cavin, I was 17 years old, and it was during the summertime because I was doing Project Prepare. And I'll never forget, I saw this man come in the orientation. You know, he introduced himself that he was the previous director, that he would be my literature teacher. So I was just like, okay, I wonder what his class is like. Dr. Cavin is a remarkable person, very, very funny, and so knowledgeable. I would constantly go to him for advice about career-wise, because he was an educator himself, and he would always give me great advice. And the advice he always gave me was to always go with my heart and do what's within my heart to do. Don't just do something because, oh, you're going to get this money for it, and because in the end you're not going to be happy. And he will always share his life experiences, always had a story for whatever you came to him with, whatever question you had or you just wanted advice. He always had like a story about his life that could relate to what you were doing. So yes, it was a great relationship. He took on more of a mentor role for me because when I started teaching, I would email him constantly, especially my first year when I first started in 2006, I would constantly email him like, oh my God, I can't do this. And when I saw him at homecoming, I'm like, I can't do this. I hate the 6th grade, because I got the 6th grade the first time I started teaching. I'm like, I hate the 6th grade. I can't do this. He said, yes, you can. You need to do it for about 2 more years to see if you really don't like it. I'm like, no, I will not do it. I was like, I hate this. And he would just constantly just give me advice and just say, you'll be okay, you'll be okay. And I would always email him, what do you think about this? I want to do this, what do you think about this? And it's so funny because to this day, I've always had 6th grade, to this day. And it's been maybe 5 years since I graduated, and I still have 6th grade, and I actually love the 6th grade now. So, but it was more of a mentor relationship for me. I think not during Project Prepare, but when we all made it into Widener, you know, there were times when, you know, I know some of my friends were like, going to Dr. Cavin, like, I can't, you need to give me another professor because this isn't working. Going to him for advice, oh, what can I do? I'm stuck, I don't know what to do. You know, it's basically you're overwhelmed, you get that overwhelming feeling, you get that stressed out feeling, and Dr. Cavin was there to just help guide you through those that didn't go to him for it. Because it wasn't like he just came up to you and was like, what do you need me to do? I mean, you had to go to Dr. Cavin. I mean, it wasn't like, oh, I'm here saving the world. He was there for you. I can never say anything bad about Dr. Cavin. He has just helped me so much, not just with my career, but my life as well, how to look at things and how to handle different situations. The legacy that I would say is just to always do what's in your heart to do, which he always told me all the time. Always do what's in your heart, you know, and follow your heart, because in the end you'll be happy when you follow your heart and when you do what's in your heart. So I think that's a legacy that he leaves. Like, no matter what I came to him with, he's like, is that what you really want to do? Is that what's in your heart to do? He always said that to me. So I think that's something that's like a legacy he would leave. That's something he passed on to all of us. And to, you know, education was like a necessity. You need your education, and just stressing the importance of education, taking it seriously, getting higher education, and, you know, moving on in your education as well. I remember in class, just some funny memories. I had him for literature, and you know how sometimes in class the teacher's like, oh, okay, they will accept different interpretations, they may not be theirs. No, that wasn't Dr. Cavin. You had to get what he was getting out of it. So, and he would, like, if he asked you a question and you're explaining it and you're getting your examples from the text, he would say, yes, yes, and then say, no, that's not what I'm looking for. So it's like, you kind of would get upset, like, oh my God, you just played me in front of everybody, but it's like, it kind of just gave you motivation. Okay, let me see if I can look at it a different way. He would constantly do that. And constantly, if you did not have no highlighting on your text, he's like, where's your blood at? You have no blood on this story. So, you know, it's just little funny things like that. And I remember last summer, I met up with him here at Widener because I was going through a very stressful situation, leaving a stressful situation at my job. And it's just, I just needed some advice / guidance on what to do next and just to make sense of my situation. And of course, you know, he gave me great advice. We talked for hours, and I never forget, he was leaving to go back home, and I said, oh, what are you on your way to? He was like, well, actually, I have to get an anniversary gift because I almost forgot, and I don't want to end up on the couch again, you know. So it was just, you know, he would share things about his life and just share little things like that. He was a very, very funny person. A very funny person, and I'm gonna miss him dearly. I'm really gonna miss him dearly, because when I got the bad news about him passing, he was on my mind. I'm like, oh, I have to, because it was the end of the year. I would always email him like at the beginning or the end of my school year. I'm like, okay, it's about to end. I need to email him, and then he was on my mind around that time. And then when I got the call, it was like, oh, dag. But at the same time, I was so happy that I got the chance to meet up with him, to talk to him, to see him one more time. And of course, he gave me great advice and he shared some great stories with me about his life. So I could never say anything bad about Dr. Cavin. I love that man.